Wow. The 78th Golden Globe Awards. Wow. You know I wouldn't be here if I was going to think that Lovecraft Country was going to win. Sad to say, I don't think it is. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is your girl Krow here. Welcome to Krow's Corner, and we got a lot to talk about. Not a lot to talk about per se, but I will say we got a lot. We got a lot. Wow. So I don't know if anybody's knowing, but this weekend I believe the 78th Golden Globe Awards is getting ready to happen, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, of course. It's gonna happen remotely, which totally sucks to me. I don't get it. I haven't been watching shows like this in a minute. For me, I don't like to watch award shows. The only time I've watched an award show is only when Game of Thrones was out, and I didn't even watch it not as frequently, because I was just like, it doesn't matter. And the last time they have won awards like that and the Emmys and things like that, it was just a pity party for that shitty ass season 8. They had the nerve to try to tell us was a work of art. But oh my goodness, let's talk about one of the nominees for this. Obviously, it's Lovecraft Country, and Lovecraft Country has been nominated for drama, for the drama TV category, TV series category. If you really want to know my opinion on it, it's not gonna win. It's not gonna win. It's the logic in it. It's fucked up, and I know that sounds jacked up, but it's not going to win. Lovecraft Country is not going to win. If it did win, it would be a pity win. It would totally be a pity win. And the only reason I'm going to say it's a pity win is because it's February 28th, the last day of Black History Month. That's the only way it's going to win, is because of it being a pity psycho, or psycho of pity, pretty much. Because Lovecraft Country was not structurally well. I think you guys have known in my previous videos on the analysis of other characters that this hot dumpster fire of a show is not going to win, basically because it went too pro-black. It's like the Rambo of pro-blackness, and I was not really counting on that, really, to be quite honest with you. On that show, I was counting on a good science fiction show that could be that could connect me, because unfortunately these niggas try to go up against Game of Thrones. I did not know where that was going. I mean, if you check in one of the interviews, one of the actors says, "Oh, watch out, Game of Thrones." I'm like, Game of Thrones got its second season, like, instantly. You guys haven't even been greenlit for a second season. Okay? I mean, to be quite honest with you. I mean, so, yeah. I'd rather watch Judas and the Black Messiah than watch this shit again, to watch Lovecraft Country again. I'd rather do it. But I'm gonna just tell you another reason why I think this show was not gonna win anything. If it did, like I said, it would be completely, like I said, a pity thing as well too. Because, or whatever the case, some people say they buy award shows, and I don't know shit about that, but I definitely believe if Lovecraft Country does win Best Drama TV Series, it is going to be based off of pity, not anything structurally decent. But the reason why it's not going to win is it went too pro-black. It went so pro-black, so far into the pro-black section, that it offended white people. It offended other black people who were conscious enough to know that, hey, not everything, your main villain wasn't an evil bitch. And then it offended gay LBGTQ plus A plus. I'm sorry, Q plus A plus. I'm sorry. I mean, we keep adding so many fucking letters. Can we just claim all the alphabets, please? Like, I love being a gay black woman, but can we please claim all the alphabet and just say all the alphabet is gay so we can get this shit over with? Because that's a lot. That's a mouthful. I love being gay, but we need to discuss that, and I need to be a part of that round table. But it offended a lot of people in the LBGTQ plus A plus community. It really, really did. I mean, like, I don't even want to get into reiteration or reiterate it. Pretty much, I don't want to reiterate any of it because it's one of the situations where you have one gay dude who's a drunk who beat his son, and then the only white woman that was helping everybody ends up being killed because she's prescribed as the big bad villain as an allegory for white feminism, which is so fucking annoying. And that offended the shit out of white people. And I don't know about you, but white people, how could I say this? No offense to my white viewer audience or anything like that, but even good abiding white people who are not racist and socially conscious of their privilege, even they found this to be very disturbing because nobody was good. Now, 1955, yes, the majority of white people were racist in 1955. Majority. The whole world was on a Karen and on a Chad in the United States. Then they didn't care. And then, not to mention, there was an apartheid in Africa taking place as well, too. And if you don't know what apartheid in Africa is, I suggest you look that up because that was some wildly racist shit over there. But, the whole world pretty much was on a Karen and Chad mood. So the situation of it is, just because they were doesn't mean that there were still a few decent white people that did help black people. Okay, not all everybody is the same way, but majority was. The majority of people were that way because it was a thing. But also, too, another thing of it is too why Lovecraft Country isn't going to win. If you look at the other nominees, The Mandalorian, Ratchet, Ozark, and The Crown. The Mandalorian was sick. I love The Mandalorian. It was so fucking good. It was so good. I was like, it took me a long time to get through it because I was being lazy and going to work a lot. It did. It took me a long fucking time to get to it, but I just finished The Mandalorian this week. Just this previous week, I just finished it, and everybody loves Baby Yoda. Okay, come on, everybody loves Baby Yoda. Baby Yoda is life, or Grogu, as he likes to be called. But I like Baby Yoda instead of Grogu. But Grogu kind of reminds me of that thing on how do you call it? On American Dad, but his name's Rogu. But I'm ranting and getting off into another topic. But The Mandalorian was far more superior. Ratchet was good in some weird way. Ratchet made me fall asleep at first, but once it started going by like episode 5, it started going. Ozark, I never seen Ozark, but Ozark stay winning. I kind of don't have time for Ozark, but I still will fuck with it, I said I still will fuck it. But, like, I still will fuck with it. I still will fuck with Ozark. And The Crown is really good because I was just watching The Crown, and boy, oh boy, that queen was a bitch, but that's the whole thing. But it wasn't really the queen. It was technically the husband that got on my nerves. But The Crown really was a big steeple because of the issue, that this season had covered the reign of Princess Di. So the Lovecraft Country has a lot to contend with, at least when it comes to The Crown, Ratchet, and The Mandalorian, and Ozark. Like I said, it's not gonna win based on that, because these other four features were way much more superior than this show. Oh, it really was. It didn't alienate anybody. That one, it didn't alienate white folks. Two, it didn't alienate black folks either. And three, it just, I mean, except for the Crown. The Crown was on that weird shit, but whatever. Like, it still told a human story, and it made sense even within the ending of its seasons. I mean, a lot of people will sit there and say, well, that's unfair because Lovecraft Country only had one season and they had several seasons and blah, 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 blah. But I'm going to be quite honest. I really am pulling for The Mandalorian on Best Drama TV Series because they're going to need that because I don't know if you know, but in recent news, aside from that, Pedro Pascal, the guy who played Oberyn on Game of Thrones, which I loved him, who is also the Mandalorian, he just got a new spot to play Joel on the live action remake of The Last of Us. So he is basically a shooting star right now. He is on his way. Fandoms are very happy. I'm happy for Pedro Pascal. I know I probably may have said his name wrong, but I love him. He is a goofy character, a very humble character, and very decent. Lovecraft Country, is their cast and ensemble is kind of trash except for Womi and Abby Lee and Michael J. But the rest of them are on some weird fuck shit that I just don't particularly care about. And I know that sounds bad as fuck for me to say that, as a black woman, but it's like, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not going to sit my black ass over here and say anything, but I mean, it's just, how can I say it like this? For the 78th Golden Globe Awards, Misha's not going to win. Like, and if it was a win, it is totally going to be, what do you call it? It's totally going to be a thing where it's a pity party. I mean, like I said, even for supporting actor in motion picture, Daniel Kula in, I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name, and Judas and the Black Messiah is going to win. Because the context of Judas and the Black Messiah is, it is very pro-black, but it is offensive in a point as me to a black woman. But because what the movie on why I say Judas? Well, it says, Judas and the Black Messiah. I don't know why I say Judah. Judas and the Black Messiah is a story about an offered plea deal by the FBI. William O'Neill infiltrates the Illinois chapter of the Black Panther Party to gather intelligence on Chairman Fred Hampton. So even though it's very pro-black, if you look at that compared to Lovecraft Country, it still makes white people feel comfortable. I know that sucks to say that, but it's the truth. It still makes white audiences comfortable that a black man is turning against his own on the Black Panther Party, which everybody loved to associate the Black Panther Party, even to, even today, even white nationalists love to associate the Black Panther Party as a terrorist party, when in actuality, it's not a terrorist party. At all. It's not a pro-black terrorist party at all. But still, it's the espionage that this could be. What do you call it? It's just espionage that the Black Panthers could be, a terrorist organization. It's that weird appeal that gives white people some kind of justification to watch the movie. Whereas in Lovecraft Country, she don't give them no justification. It's just, oh, they're white, they're evil, that's it. You're white, you're evil, and that's it. And that don't turn white people on. It don't turn white people on at all. It does not turn them on. It does not make them feel, what do you call it? It does not make them feel good at any point. It's just, it's offensive. It's offensive to them. And even me as a black woman, I have to say, it offends me as well too, because it's one of those things of you cannot, how do you call it? You cannot say much about that. What do you call it? You can't say that this is a good show, pretty much. You just cannot say that. Like, um, and for people to sit there and say, like, oh, they got snubbed, this person got snubbed, this person got this, no, this is not a snub. Jury got snubbed. She didn't get, nobody got snubbed. It's just that it was not good. I mean, I wish people who love Lovecraft Country, I love Lovecraft Country too, but I don't like it for its very harmful effects. And the situation with Journey and all that, no offense, but how do you call it? How do you call it? Uh, how do you call it? How do you call it? It's one of those situations where it's like they're good actors. Journey and all of them were decent actors, but they weren't great actors. That's what I'm trying to put out, is that they weren't great actors. They weren't tangible. And the saddest part about it is what I find it to be so annoying with is they are putting Journey over Woomy and Abby Lee. And I know that they're all supportive of each other, but come the fuck on, y'all. Come the fuck on. You cannot tell me that Abby Lee and Woomy in their few little scenes were lesser than fucking Journey. Journey just was crying all fucking day and overacting. And it's just one of those things of people are sitting here talking about, oh, it got snubbed. It got snubbed. It like it got snubbed, on certain categories, because people were saying that Lovecraft Country and the actors got snubbed on certain categories. But it wasn't. It wasn't snubbed. I mean, it just wasn't good enough. It just wasn't good enough. It just did not do anything for anybody. It just wasn't. It wasn't for best actress or anything like that. It just didn't do anything for anybody. And that's what you got to understand, is what was the takeaway of it. I mean, by the end, I didn't feel anything for Letty. By the end, I didn't feel anything for Jonathan Majors. At the end, I felt for Ruby. Excuse me. At the end, I felt for Woomy. At the end, I felt for Abby Lee. But I did not feel anything for these particular two main characters. I didn't. And Michael K. Williams, I felt like he grew on me, though. He did grow on me toward the end. But that's the situation that I'm just trying to really let people know about this dumpster fire. It's just the issue that I don't think it's going to win. It's too, it's just too, like I said, it's just too, it was too pro-black. It was too pro-black to where it was a situation. And like I said, if it does win, congratulations. But for me personally, if Lovecraft Country won, but for me personally, it would definitely be a pity win. And it's only going to win, if it does win, is because it's the last day of Black History Month. That's the only reason why something as detrimental as Lovecraft Country would win. It's not a good drama series. I mean, if I had to say if it is a good drama series, it's good only because of Ruby and Christina. It's not good because of Tick, Letty, and Tick and Letty's relationship, or even Montero's. It's not good because of that. It isn't. It's not good because of that. Their drama was trash comparative to Woomy and Abby Lee's. It was trash comparative to that. And there was no conflict, pretty much. And the conflict was not well deserved, pretty much. The conflict was not well deserved. It wasn't well worked it just wasn't. I mean, like, I remember Jonathan Majors, aka Atticus Freeman, was talking about, I got monsters all around me. But nigga, you made those monsters for yourself. I mean, you kind of made your own fucking problem. So the situation is that wasn't a conflict. That was you making your own fucking problem. Pretty much. I mean, that was you pretty much, making your own problem, and all the above. And like I said, for people to say that Journey got snubbed for best performance and actress in a television series drama, no, she didn't get snubbed. I'm sorry. If anybody got snubbed, it was Abby Lee and Wumi. They got snubbed. Now they got snubbed. Okay, they did. They got snubbed. Now as for Jodie Comer in Killing Eve, Lord Jesus, I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. That girl wins too damn much. But I'm getting off on another point. But I mean, let me say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this. I will know that Lovecraft Country won by pity if they put it last in the show. And I just want the audiences and people who follow me to know, if they put this show last, like the last award to win for the night, if they put it as the last award to win for the night, if they do, that means it's going to win, because it's going to close out the show on unity, happiness, black power, blah 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 blah. So watch out for that if they do it that way. If they put the best television series drama last, and it's gonna be Lovecraft Country that wins, guaranteed, because it's gonna close out the show that way. And they're gonna be like, well, yay, you won. But I don't think it is. I mean, I'm just saying it's that. Like I said, I'm not going to go with the conspiracy theory that, they buy all the awards and shit. Like, I don't believe in that. I'm not into award shows like that, at any point, because it isn't for me. As for the Emmys, we will see what happens during the Emmys, but like I said, I don't even think it's going to get in the Emmys. If it did get in the Emmys, it is not going to do well, because like I said, it went too pro-black. Misha fucked herself. She played herself. It went too pro-black. And I know why she was going pro-black. Like I said, she was going, like I tell my friends, and I say it all the time, it was going pro-black because the nominations were going, there were nominations going on, as well as the presidential election was going on at that time. So she wanted to prepare black people in case the worst possible synopsis, and that you should fight all white people. But since the presidential election had yielded different results, and we're back to hopefully normal, she kind of played herself in a lot of ways. Misha kind of played herself. And so she pretty much did all that, unite black people, gear up kind of shit. She pretty much did all of that for inconsequentially nothing, pretty much. And it turned off white people, black people who were in the LGBTQ plus community. It turned off other black people who were not, who are socially conscious enough to know the difference between demonizing a white person and a racist person, especially a white person who did nothing to them, aka the character Christina. So she ultimately played herself to where this is why she wins an award. This is why she is nominated for one award. Because really, to be quite honest, besides The Mandalorian and a couple of shows, the rest of the shit that they nominate in is kind of weak sauce. Like, I wouldn't have seen any kind of situation for Misha to win if she had kept the narrative decent. If she had kept the narrative decent, she probably would have been they probably would have been all nominated in every category, except for a few. But she didn't keep it decent. And that's the problem. She made herself look like a fool, jumping to conclusions over a presidential election and over a fear of white supremacy finally taking over if somebody had won. And I know that sounds weird, but it is true. And white supremacy is a real thing still. It still is found within our system of government. She isn't wrong for a certain amount of things, but she jumped the gun a little bit too hard. to where it alienated so many people, including her own people, her own queer black people as well too. So that's my analysis for what I think about the Golden Globes, who I think is going to win. Of course, we will all be watching on the 28th to see who will win. And like I said, if they win, I still say it's a pity party, unfortunately. But it doesn't, just because I feel like it was a pity win didn't mean that nobody didn't work hard. But if so, it's a pity party. And like I said, watch out if it's the last one to get nominated of the night, or that's the last category of the night. If it is, it might win. But if it isn't, how do you call it? If it isn't, it may not win, pretty much. And as for that, I think they're gonna just replace everything with Bridgerton and other shit too. So it's gonna probably be that way too. But that is my predictions for the Golden Globes. I think we're just gonna watch. I would love to thank my editor Carrie. You know, you've been really handling everything for me, as well as to Yashu's Playground as well too, because some of my notes do come from listening to her podcast. And also too, if you guys have not checked out Yashu's Playground, you guys can check out her YouTube channel now. She does have a YouTube channel now. She was on Speaker for a minute, but now she has a YouTube channel. And I suggest everybody to check that out too, because there's so much going on with her analysis. She breaks it down in depth and everything. I know this month I was supposed to be doing a lot of Black history and things like that. I would like to apologize for you to everybody, especially doing women of color in history. That maybe had to be scheduled for a couple of months later, or possibly within the following year, because work is a bitch and it always catches up to a bitch. But yeah, like I said, just thank you to my editor Carrie. Check out Yashu's Playground. Tune in on this Sunday coming up, and that's all I can tell everybody. Thank you so much, and like, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Bye.